let's talk more about your relationship with your dad, who's our head coach, and then your brother also.
Obviously, it's a really unique situation and you can't really understand it unless, you've been coached by a parent. My dad is so professional and he does such a good job of drawing the line between when we're dad and daughter and when we're coach and athlete.
Nick chose to compete for Team Brazil and he qualified for the Olympics. And I know you got to go and experience that with him.
It was probably like the worst day of my life just from start until his race went off because I was so nervous for him.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Beyond the Court. Today we have a fifth-year senior from right here in Louisville, Kentucky with us. She swims multiple freestyle and fly events in which she's earned 16 All-American honors in her career thus far. That's pretty amazing. She's also added on 4 more honorable mention All-American honors. She's been a finalist at the NCAA Women's National Championships 7 times and 11 more times at the ACC Women's Championships. Whew. She's also represented Team USA in multiple meets. Wow, what a privilege it is to have Gabi Albiero on today.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So I just want to learn more about, what's gotten you here, the journey thus far.
Yeah, so we are a swimming family, and I've been swimming since I was physically able to.
Yep.
So people always ask me, did you always know you were going to go to Louisville? And the short answer is yes.
Yeah.
The long answer was, of course, I wanted to explore my options, but seeing and knowing everything that I did about the program from the beginning, I knew that I had to be a part of it, and it's been so special.
Dang, that's so cool. So started swimming super, super young, obviously family, like you said. Was there any point that it became truly your passion instead of something that your family did?
I think definitely when I got to college is when it became my own sport and when I really took ownership, especially because junior and senior year, once you commit, you kind of start to, you're waiting so long to finally get there. And then, of course, COVID hit my senior year. So it was a long little plateau bit. So once I got to college, of course, it was still COVID, but I found a way to, re-love the sport again and really take ownership of it because you have to at this level.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, you put so much into it.
Yeah.
I feel like we had a running joke whenever we were in two-a-days. I think it was one of our coaches or maybe a support staff was like, well, swimmers are literally in two-a-days year round. So you guys need to shut up. And I was like, yeah, that's real. That's so real. Yeah. You guys work harder than anybody for sure. How many years did you get to swim with Nick, your brother, here?
Just 2.
Okay, 2.
Yeah.
That's so special,
which was better than 0.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And did he took his 5th year as well,
Yes.
right? Yeah, because he was my class. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you're taking your 5th year. What went into that decision?
So I'm doing my master's. I'm getting my MBA, which is also what my brother did. So it was a little bit of following in the footsteps and learning from what he did. But also I just don't see how I could say no to 1 more year with all my best friends. And, I have the rest of my life to chase a career and only so many years that my body will let me do this. So
true.
Just trying to maximize that. And I was so grateful that, of course, they let me.
Yeah, I know. I feel like it's been so special to see so m目universities open up and be like, no, we'll find a way to keep you guys here because so many of us, got a year taken away or, people that even redshirted. It's so special to be able to finish out and hopefully finish on the strongest note. I know that's one of the biggest goals for all of us, 5th year returning seniors is no, I want to go out with a bang for sure. But okay, let's talk more about your relationship with your dad, who's our head coach, and then your brother also.
So me and my brother actually have this ongoing joke where we're like, let's just film a YouTube video, say everything we want to say about us and our dad. And then whenever people ask us, we'll just be like, here's the link to our video. So one day we'll actually do it. But obviously it's a really unique situation and you can't really understand it unless, you've been coached by a parent. But it's so much fun and something that I find to be so rewarding. And the thing I'll say the most is just that my dad is so professional and he does such a good job of drawing the line between when we're dad and daughter and when we're coach and athlete. And I think that's really important to keep the pool deck and keep the home. So I think that's been really important to us. And luckily, because I'm the 3rd child that's gone through this, I've gotten to learn from my brother's mistakes and kind of form my own path with that. So it's been really fun and I can't imagine doing it without him.
Yeah, no, for real. I feel like, I don't know, when I first came in, I obviously knew who Nick was. We had, did SAC together and all these different things. And I didn't know that you were coming in a year or year and a half later, whatever. And then you get here and I'm like, wait, this is so cool. This is truly a family. Rarely do you get to see multiple siblings come through a program in which their parent is coaching. And, I mean, that's just really amazing that it's been also such a positive experience because we know that challenges come with those things a lot of times. And it's not easy to draw that line. I'm sure it took time for your dad to learn when and where to draw that line. Talk about some of those challenges and how you guys have kind of overcome them.
Yeah. Well, I think I learned the most from Nick because he's a little bit more hot-headed than I am. So him and my dad maybe would butt heads a little bit more at practice. And, you know, it's like Coach Arthur, and then that quickly can turn into like, Dad, you're being annoying. And so I got to kind of learn from him and see how I didn't want to act in the ways that he did do well, that I wanted to portray myself. And so I think learning from both my brothers was really helpful to pave my way. But then also just having a really open relationship with my dad. And, you know, if I feel about something that I need to talk to him about, like I know that I can be the liaison for the team to talk to him about that because he'll listen to me and hear me out maybe more than he would others. So I try to use that to the team's advantage and just keep the lines as firm as I can.
No, it's got to be hard. And I'm sure there's times that, you know, you feel probably stuck in the middle. You know, I think anybody in a leadership position does that, whether it's your parent or not, you know, and navigating that is a big part of, you know, being a leader on a team and being, you know, really a face of a program. I feel like that's something that people don't really, like, there's a burden that comes with all of that. And that's something that isn't really talked about, and you have to handle it. And so with all of that, with, you know, being so successful in college and, you know, really leading this team to a lot of really cool places, what challenges have come with that? And then what have you learned from those?
I think I take a lot of responsibility of the trajectory of the team just because I have seen it from where it started and seen its progression. Like, I want to honor the alumni and the people that have come before me and to continue that trajectory, which obviously I might feel that a little bit more strongly than my teammates who just came to Louisville 3 years ago.
For sure.
And so I definitely feel like I've taken that a little bit to heart, which can be a struggle sometimes, but also such a blessing that I have that perspective and that I can see alumni in the stands and like know them and remember when I was cheering for them. And so it's really special to me, and I just hope that I'm making them proud and can honor them.
Well, I'm sure you are. I know you are. So with that, you see alumni in the stands, but then these, like, your friends and family are in the stands all the time when you have home meets or whether you're down the road at UK, whatever, like, you're from here. What does that mean to you?
It is so special to me. So my mom, my two brothers, and then my brother's wife and their baby all come.
Oh my gosh.
It is so special, especially when we do the little walkout, we pass the stands. And so when I look up and I can smile at my family, like, that means so much to me. And it's really fun to have Nick up there because obviously he was in Brazil for a little bit, so he wasn't there. So to have him back now is just so much fun for me. And it makes me like so much more ready to start the meet once I see them.
Yeah, that's so exciting. Gosh, it's the best feeling, like seeing people that you love. And the fact that you get it so often is so special. And that's what I hear from every hometown product we have here is like, it is truly something that you don't understand unless you've had it, you know, and like the feeling and just the comfort it gives is unparalleled. Okay, you touched on it. Nick has spent quite a bit of time training in Brazil, and then you spent a summer down there training and competing, correct?
Yes.
Okay, talk us through that. That is such a fun experience.
Yeah, so my dad is from Brazil, born and raised, and all of our family still lives over there.
Okay.
So we visited there, you know, every couple of years when I was a kid. And then since we are dual citizens, we kind of have the option to represent the USA or Brazil. And so that summer, it was 2 summers ago, we were just kind of going for a meet just for fun to swim for the team that my brother later joined and the one that my dad used to swim on.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
that
super
was
cool.
really special. And he took us to like all the different pools that he swam at when he was our age. So it was really like, that's really sentimental to me, and like, it makes me emotional. So it was really cool. And then to get to compete for them was just as special and so much fun just to be in another country. Obviously, we needed to work on our Portuguese a little bit more. But it was really fun, and everyone was like so happy to meet us, and it was really cool.
Wow, that's amazing. So actually, funny, you know, connection. So the club that Nick swam at, or, you know, Minas, right? Minas. So they have a volleyball club as well. And I know one of my like good friends plays for them, currently played for them last year and this year. And her and Nick have gotten to know each other, which is so fun because, you know, we'll talk about it whenever we've talked or now that he's back. So I just think the world of sports is so special, and especially getting to travel the world and do it. And that's probably something so, so special for your family. Okay, Nick chose to compete for Team Brazil
Yes.
this year, or I guess this last quad, really.
Yes.
And he qualified for the Olympics. And I know you got to go and experience that with him. Walk us through that, because that is just amazing.
Yeah, it was so cool. And I didn't get to go to Brazil to watch him qualify. Just my parents went. And I was watching it on the TV. It was probably like the worst day of my life, just from start until his race went off, because I was so nervous for him. Yeah. And we get really nervous for each other. Like, he doesn't watch my races because he's so nervous, and like I feel the same way. So to not be able to be there in person and watching it on TV was so stressful, but it was so cool. And then like I called my other brother who was watching too, and we were just like crying on the phone, like he's gonna go to the Olympics. Like, it was so special. And then my parents FaceTimed us and showed us him, and just watching. I watched the video like all the time, just seeing everyone's reactions. It was so cool. So then we got to go to Paris, which is like my dream trip, and it was awesome. And my brother didn't swim until like about a week into our trip. Okay. So the first kind of half of the trip was that same feeling of just like stress and anticipation. So it was so cool when he walked out there. Like, I was not inside of my body. Like, I was so, I don't even know the word, elevated, excited. Like, it was so surreal just to see my brother competing in the Olympic Games. And so that was so special. And obviously he swam great, and we were so proud. But then we could like take a deep breath and enjoy the rest of the trip. But yeah, it was really cool. And I mean, it's something we'll all never forget, but especially him.
For sure. Yeah. What does that do? I don't know. For me, seeing other people, and especially people I love, accomplish amazing things, I'm so proud and overjoyed for them. And it also kind of like lights this fire in me. Like, did you kind of have that feeling of like, okay, like I'm going to this last season, and then I want to swim forever after that? Or, you know, like what did that, you know, bring anything out that you hadn't realized yet?
I feel like I definitely left the games feeling like, man, I gotta be here one day. Yeah. And I feel like that's hard to not feel when you leave something so empowering as the Olympic Games. But of course, I've come back, and I'm just focusing on this season right now, and what's next for me is yet to come. So
yeah, for sure. You got to take it step by step. I think that's one of the hardest things your last year, is to focus on the now. You know, like, I want to get it all done, but then like you still kind of have to plan. You know, you have to. It's just
tricky.
Yeah, it really is, and it's just managing that. I think a lot of it is just finding the balance, and you know, relying on people that have done it before. So I'm sure like having your dad and Nick and your other brother, just your whole family to rely on is huge, and teammates. It's not like there's no other Louisville swimmers that have never done amazing things and had to deal with that too. So like you have a lot of people to rely on in that sense. Okay, the trip to Paris. I'm sure the food is amazing.
So
and I know you're a foodie. What was that like?
So my favorite food is actually croissants.
Really?
Which I think is a pretty fun fact, because I don't know a lot of people who could say that.
Yeah.
But the food was amazing. That's why Paris has been my dream since I was a kid, because I've always loved croissants, and obviously that's like the home of the croissant. So they were amazing, lived up to the hype. I also got the biggest croissant you can get in Paris. It was like this big.
Gosh, did you eat the whole thing?
You can find it on my Instagram.
Did you eat the whole thing?
We did eat the whole thing as a family over like 2 days, which we thought was pretty fast.
Yeah.
But it was actually really good. One of the better ones I had. Yeah.
Which is impressive to make something
to be that big.
Yeah. Wow.
It was really good. All of the pasta was amazing. Honestly, everything I ate was incredible.
Oh. So coming back to States, was that tough? Or do you have enough favorite restaurants here that you were able to kind of make up for it?
We have so much good food in Louisville that I was happy to be back and go to all of those places.
What's your favorite?
So my favorite burger is Grind Burger.
I love Grind
I'm actually gluten-free, which is funny because I just talked about the croissants. But
wait, that's crazy.
They have gluten-free buns there.
Okay.
So I get the BBB burger. Okay. It has brie and bacon. It's amazing. So on a gluten-free bun with some ranch. So good. And then Oishi Sushi is my favorite sushi place. We've been going there as a family for like as long as I can remember. Okay. So that's definitely a staple. And then guacamole or agave and rye. I love Mexican food.
Agave and rye.
Those ones are fire.
Oh, so good. There really is so much good food here.
Much.
Like, I remember my coach talking to me about that on my recruiting visit, and I just like didn't really, at that point I was like, okay, like I'm probably going to be on campus. Like I didn't really care. But then as I've gotten to kind of explore it, I'm like, wait, this is amazing. It truly is like a food town. And it's all over. They're not all in one place. Like you can be anywhere.
Text me and be like, or ask me like, have you gone to this place? And I'm like, no, I don't think I have. They're like, what do you mean? Like you're from Louisville? There are so many restaurants. Like there's no way I could go to all of them. Plus new ones are popping out all the time. Like it's just crazy.
Dang. Okay. So wow, there's just so many cool things that I'm learning right now. I didn't know that you were like that big of a foodie, like you knew, and croissants. That's super cool. I have to go check out the big one on your Instagram after because that's super fun. But okay, you're getting your MBA right now. You're finishing up. What's next after that?
So I'm not sure what's going to be next, like right after this year.
Yeah.
I think I would like to keep swimming, but kind of just feeling that out once the season's over and what opportunities are available for me. I know that at some point I would like to travel, and, you know, I've been in Louisville my whole life and I love it here. I think I'll always come back here. But, you know, I think it would be good for me to, you know, explore the world sometime.
Yeah.
So I'd love to do that for a little bit, whether that's through swimming or through a career or something like that. I'm open to whatever. I keep saying the world's my oyster because it really is.
No, it really is. Absolutely. In the water metaphor obviously.
Whatever. So I guess that would be kind of like the short-term plan. One day I'd love to, you know, come back here, and my dream is to open a breakfast restaurant. So, you know, one day I love all the restaurants here.
Oh my gosh. What would you call it? Do you know yet?
Well, I can't tell them because
that's true. That's so true. We need to get a patent on it first.
But just know I have a list.
Okay. It's all up there.
It's up there.
Okay.
It's ready to go.
I'm sure croissants will be a big part
100%.
of it. Okay. I would love to get a croissant breakfast sandwich.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. So that better be on the menu because I'll be visiting.
Okay, perfect.
Wow. Okay. Some really cool stuff. And that's, I think, one of the coolest things about the world of sports and swimming specifically is that, like, yeah, there's that unknown of I don't really know what's going to come about, but like that's also kind of cool. It's like I might get to go travel the world and swim. And I get to just travel the world and work or, you know, whatever. And I think swimming is one of those unique sports that there's not this like one linear path where it's like, oh, I get drafted and I go here and then I go there. Like you could really go anywhere and you could take it different places. And I feel like the world of swimming, I obviously don't know near enough about it, but knowing the little bit that I do is like sponsorships are a big part of it. Like it's just a different world. And like, I guess from our traditional American sports leagues. But there's some like fun to that. That's exciting. But really the only way that you can learn that is like watch people before. So who outside of Nick and your other brother, your family, who are some of the people that you kind of look to and have kind of like followed their careers and looked at their path to kind of see like, okay, is there a way that I can, you know, do this, do what they did, do it my own way, anything like that?
Well, I think Kelsey Worrell is probably like my biggest inspiration when it comes to swimming and just her as a person. She's awesome. I think you know her pretty well
she's amazing.
too. Yeah.
Yes.
So I think her career she was so decorated and so successful. Yeah. And we've continued to keep a good relationship. Like I can text her about stuff. So I think she's definitely someone that I'll be reaching out to post-college to kind of figure out where I want to go and what opportunities there are, because I know she went a lot of different directions. So I'd love to learn from her and follow that a little bit. I guess outside of the swimming world, a lot of our alumni that have graduated and gone on to, you know, follow their career paths. We know people in like every state that has swim at Louisville. So I feel like I have such a good community that I've built here and such a, I guess, network that it'll be really helpful when I'm ready for that.
For sure. That is amazing. Wow. Okay. Last question. When you are done here at U of L, what legacy do you want to have left on the swim team, campus, anywhere, city, anywhere?
Okay. It's a big one. Let me think about it. Well, when I was a kid and I was watching the U of L swim team and seeing it progress to what it is now, I was so inspired and I wanted to be like all those people, and I just couldn't wait for the day that it was going to be me on the other side of the glass. So I guess if I could do the same for some little kids who are watching a swim meet, whether it's a U of L one or on TV or in the summer, I think that would really mean a lot to me to leave the same impact that others have left on me. And swimming in my home city has just meant so much to me, and I love the city, and I hope that I can give back to the program and to the city in general when I'm, you know, rich and famous. Yeah. So I guess,
you know, world famous restaurant owner,
have
Michelin
a
star.
street named after me around here or something like that. But I'd love to just have the city know how much it means to me in some form.
That is so special. Man, I just love hearing these hometown hero stories, and, you know, it means a lot to other people, but it means so much to you guys. And I think the impact that's leaving on you then goes on to those younger kids that are watching a swim meet or, you know, see you anywhere in the city. It's super special. So I know you're leaving an amazing impact, and I'm excited to see how you finish up and where you go after.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. That's it for today's episode of Beyond the Court. Thanks for joining us, and don't forget to share and subscribe to Floyd Street Media on all platforms. I'm Tori Dilfer-Stringer. We'll see you next time.